on his phone for the stream.
Did you?
Yeah.
Incredible. Lea's here, but Danny is not impressive. Okay, stream's up. And we're live.
Hi, Danny.
Hello, Nikhil.
I always get confused by the painting, and I'm always like, "Is that outside?" And I'm like, "Wait, that doesn't make sense."
Yeah, no. I'm in a forest right now, playing on awful Wi-Fi.
So you look a bit different. Oh, never mind.
Okay, we've got one half of mold, one half of suck, and all of the bibliolathas. So if you guys could reach out to your teammates. Oh, Vishu's here too as well. He's just not named yet. But if you could try to find Kyle, for instance.
Okay, Kyle's on the way.
You're going to be silent for a bit, okay? If they buzz you, you'll also be silent. Precisely how far are you, Dante? You're not even the latest. It is Kyle. I think we're just going to wait for Dante to get his actual thing set up then, since Kyle is still arriving. Yes, we can start at 10:15. You can maybe even pause the stream. No, I'll leave it up. You don't have Joseph Kearney to fill the time. That's the main issue here.
I see the issue. Kyle thought that the round was at 9:30 and not 9. So he thought I was just being preemptive when I sent it to him at 9:59.
What?
I don't know. He was like, I thought the round was at 9:30 and not 9, but it's at like 9 his time and 10 my
Okay.
time. So I sent it to him at 9:59 my time.
He's here, but we're waiting for Dante at this point, I suppose, since he's 2 minutes away from home, reportedly.
Yeah, it's a
Good
called
call.
game. Yeah.
It's still getting set up. Jordan, cool. Danny, do you have a background or no? Oh, I guess it probably messes with your Wi-Fi.
No response. He is too locked in already.
He's so locked in. Sure, we can begin introductions, Teddy. I think that's reasonable. Let me make sure we're set here. I've ensured that all players are present. Are all of you renamed? Can we have Kyle rename himself, please? And Robert rename himself, please? Are the names in the score sheet, Nico?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to introduce myself. I think many of you know me. My name is Michael Kearney. Fun fact, I was the 43rd best tennis player at my school, my junior year of high school. I know this fact because I was the last player onto the JV team, and there were 2 varsity teams. And then they added someone else, so I got kicked off the JV team. So I was number 43, and there were 14 on each. That's my fun story for the day. I'm going to throw it over first to Mold. It's a little bit of a low energy round. It's 10:09 at night. And they're going to introduce themselves in the order of height. So we're going to go Danny, Teddy, Vishy, and Robert in that order.
Yeah. I'm Danny Nguyen. I'm from Boston, and I assume we're going from tallest to shortest. So I'm over 6 feet tall.
Okay, sounds good, Kyle.
My name is Teddy Trachis. I am coming to you during this round from Hellespontine, Phrygia, and I am 5'11". And I also think you forgot to let Nikhil introduce himself.
He's going to go next right now because he is between you and Vishy in height, and he's an honorary member of Mold. So if you want to go, Nikhil.
Hi, I'm Nikhil, coming to you live from Citrus Heights, California, and I am 5'3".
Vishy.
Bob, I think it's your turn.
Okay.
Okay. My name is Yoshiro. I am currently in Houston. And Jordan Poole was the 29th pick in the 2019. Okay, thanks. Thanks, Kyle.
I'm Robert from Tallahassee, and I'm approximately like 3'8", give or take an inch.
Again, different feet. We'll go over to the sock team next, starting with Seth and then to Kyle. Introduce yourself. Fun fact if you wanted, or your height.
I'm Seth. I am 2'1". I'm coming at you from Flatiron, Manhattan. Fun fact about me is that I don't speak any language.
Hi, I'm Kyle. I'm coming in from Wisconsin, and I am 9 inches.
Okay. A cubit, I think that is right. 1 cubit. Okay, I'm going to read the Aurelia passage. I think Dante is sort of getting himself hopefully into the house and getting set up. Here we go. It'll demonstrate how I read ancient Greek, but Dante is familiar. He's had me for a previous round. Here we go. Aurelia, he polis edoke, en Aegypto ein sun te megale oikia kai te hippo. Tres kadeke to dii agonas megalus en to kunegetiko teatro Alexandrias et teorun. Telos orgus mene hede he hippos oikada erxen adabanusa. Zuste tois agosin kairon de doikuian tin hippon radios anapere estun engus tu teatrus datmon. Et ue. Okay, I think we have to wait a couple minutes for Dante. It is 10:12 p.m. My boss at work just sent me a Twitter video of his lacrosse team that won in double overtime today to make it into the state semifinals. So that's the sort of thing we deal with at Forrester Research.
Are you looking to join the lacrosse team as well to expand your sports involvement while in Massachusetts?
I'm considering it. I have a cousin who's a lacrosse coach at Marquette University, and I was at his sister's wedding on Friday. So I feel like I'm, got some ins. And my boss was diagramming some plays on the whiteboard last week. So I feel like I really understand how to stop the press in lacrosse and play the box and one defense or whatever you do.
So you're going to be third on the doubles team now?
Yeah, exactly. Did you watch the cricket match yesterday, Seth, between England and New Zealand?
I did not get to watch the cricket match yesterday, sadly.
It was a good match. Johnny Bairstow hit 136 off 90 balls in a test match, 152 strike rate. It was pretty ridiculous.
That is a really good strike rate. Wow.
In a test match.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure everyone else knows exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Danny's a cricket connoisseur.
Yeah, he's
Danny
really moved
likes,
to bite in the chat.
Danny, do you like any sports besides football and basketball?
Kurtaman.
Good answer. We're
Yeah,
discussing
Kurtaman's
how
not a sport.
we're discussing. Go ahead, sir.
No, I'm just saying Ben and I determined that Kurtaman is not a sport in 7th grade. So, no, basketball and football are the only sports I follow.
Luckily, this is Agon. Agon's a separate sport. So, yeah, Seth has the same idea. We determined today that Bia is a 3-sport athlete because he plays Kurtaman, receives the emails for his Agon team, and makes pizza sauce, all of which are important varsity sports. He's a triple threat.
Do I count for triple sports as well? Because I play chess, play Kurtaman, and I play Agon.
No, those cancel out. Chess and the other two. You actually go down to negative sports if you play chess. It's okay. It's okay. No, you're actually at a high level in chess. So,
Vishy, are you looking to join the UT basketball team this year? You were mentioning beating one of the players in a 1v1 earlier. So
that's true.
Do you think Devin Askew is going to see this? Approach.
Agon's worldwide,
Wait, also, didn't Devin Askew win that matchup?
Yeah, it was like 10-8.
Okay. You weren't there. Don't act like you know what I'm talking about. It. No.
Seth is a great basketball player. He and I easily took down Danny at Kurtaman. By easily, I mean it was actually quite difficult, but
yeah, my 6-foot frame was locking everyone up.
Exactly, your 6-foot frame, your sharpshooting abilities, your dribbling
prowess, perhaps.
Prowess, exactly.
Then he has Kyrie's handle, Steph's shot, and Isaiah Thomas's height.
I assume you mean the Pistons of Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, you can
Kearney, please let in the account that's trying to join. That's actually me.
Okay.
Dante was tilted by the sports talk.
Nora Ivkovic is entering the room. Hello. Hello. You have to make your introduction.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna leave the meeting from my phone. And now I'm gonna make myself Biblio Dante. Yeah, as you can see, I'm currently outside because they still haven't found the house key.
Really? This is impressive.
Yeah, I also cannot see the keyboard, so my buzzes are going to be random letters.
K-Agon is an address for it, Robert. You're right. You're right.
Wait, let me make sure. Okay, I have my hand on the enter key. That's what's important.
When test pausing Dante, or we're just gonna go.
You guys can just start. I'll tell you if they find the house key and I can get inside, but
hopefully they do.
We'll just wait from here.
Okay, everyone ready? There will be no test questions in this year's tournament. Subsequent questions will count for points. Good luck and have fun. This is toss-up 1. What author, who hoped his work would not win momentary applause, but serve as a possession for all time, said that the strong do what they can? Well, Dante?
Gorgias?
That's incorrect. Seth?
Tertius?
That's incorrect. I'll repeat for the remaining team. Mold. What author, who hoped his work would not win momentary applause, but serve as a possession for all time, said that the strong do what they can, while the weak suffer what they must in the Melian dialogue, part of his history of the Peloponnesian War? Fishy?
Thucydides.
Thucydides is correct. Here's your first bonus. What historical work by Xenophon picks up the history of Greece in 411 BC, where Thucydides left off?
This is a Hellenica.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, Hellenica, final answer.
That's correct. And your second bonus? What author, flourishing during the reign of the Roman Emperor Augustus, penned the essay on the character of Thucydides in the 20-book history Roman Antiquities, both written in Greek?
Teddy, it's your turn.
What?
I don't know.
Can you paste, please?
So this is not Plutarch, since that is like.
Oh, true. You're right. You want to guess Plutarch anyway?
No.
Who's?
Could this be Hygiene? No, he wrote in Latin.
What? Okay.
Oh, could this be Appian? No. Oh no, Arian, right? Arrian.
It could. Was it during Augustus?
He was in Pomeroy, right?
Okay,
Oh,
that's not.
know.
Okay.
Anyway.
Arian.
Answer, please. No, this is Dionysius, or Dionysius of Halicarnassus. So that's 15 points for Mold on toss-up 1. We'll move on to toss-up 2. Sometimes found with ophra in poetry, but more commonly, Kyle?
The optative.
That's incorrect. I'll repeat. Sometimes found with ophra in poetry, but more commonly following hopos, hos. Robert?
Purpose clause.
Purpose clause is correct. Hos or hina. What type of clause can be approximated in a future participle or even an infinitive? Here's your first bonus, Mold. Now translate this Platonic sentence from Greek to English. Ton paidon heneca boule zein, hina autus ekthrepses kai paideuses?
Can you paste?
Bob works better when the Greek is written out for him.
Okay, nobody can read.
I can't. I don't know how to read. Okay.
Sound it out. So what is that? A T?
Okay. Please don't speak.
Well, it's Platonic, so if only we had Matt.
Yeah.
If only I knew how to translate. I have no idea what this means.
Wait, isn't
Answer, please.
Okay.
No answer.
It's, do you want, Boule, to live for the sake of your children so that you might raise them and educate them? Question mark. Here's your second bonus. In epic poetry, purpose clauses can occasionally be introduced by what conjunction that typically means until?
Could you paste?
Yeah, paste. Maybe it's like preen, but that is definitely not it. I don't know.
Okay.
I think this didn't or won't.
What?
Huh? A preen final.
No, we're looking for heos. Spelled like that. So that's 10 points for Mold on toss-up 2. And we'll move on to toss-up 3. Here's toss-up 3. After replacing Aegina's monetary Dante.
Solon.
Answer. Solon is correct. Standard with Euboeas in his city. What man formalized the Medimnos as its property standard, creating the Pentacossia Medimnoi, and canceled the debts of impoverished underclasses with the Sisoctea? That's Solon. Here's your first bonus. What Solonian class had members with an income between 200 and 299 Medimnoi were enough to own and yoke a team of oxen?
The Zeugitai, final answer.
That's correct. And your second bonus. What Greek word is used to refer to the four-sided wooden tablets, likely rotating, on which Solon's laws were inscribed?
Axones, final answer.
That's correct. That's the full 20 points for bibliolathas on toss-up 3. We'll move on to toss-up 4. Originally defended by the monster Campe and ringed by Dante.
The Corsican cave.
That's incorrect. Seth.
The sinews of Zeus.
That's incorrect. Danny.
Like Tartarus.
Tartarus is correct. And ringed by a bronze fence with the earth's roots above, what place was so deep that it would take 9 days for an anvil to fall to its bottom? Here's your first bonus, Mold. The Olympian gods once led a revolt against Zeus that would have succeeded had not one monster come from Tartarus to save him, earning Simopola as a bride.
Can you paste, please?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Briareus.
I think so too, because in
Sounds
Percy
good to
Jackson,
me.
Pompey guarded the.
Okay, Briareus final.
That's correct. In your second bonus, what prideful titan, a son of Iapetus, was struck by Zeus's lightning bolt and banished Tartarus in the Titanomachy, according to Hesiod's Theogony?
Could you paste, please? Okay, so Iapetus. I think it's Epimetheus. It can't be. Well, it could be Prometheus, but that sounds too common.
Sure.
Who's the dude in the House of Hades? What's that dude? Like the
Right, Atlas.
Answer, please.
I don't think
Prometheus. Final.
No, we're looking for Menoetius. So that's 15 points for Mold on toss-up 4. We'll move on to toss-up 5, after which we'll have a score check. What Greek verb fills in the blank in the gospel quotation, aitete kai dote setai humin, zetete kai blank, commemorated a discovering your Sutter's Kyle?
Like the verb, I don't know if you want the same form for each, but the verb itself would be like heurisco.
That's correct. Commemorated discovering near Sutter's Mill in 1848 and was supposedly shouted when the displacement of water in a bathtub was observed by Archimedes. Heureka, heurisco, heuresete, heurisque, any of those. Here's your first bonus, suck. What single Greek word fills in all 3 banks in this quotation, which begins the Gospel of John? An arche ein ho blank, kai ho blank ein pros tonteon, kai theos ein ho blank.
Logos final.
That's correct. Give the chapter and verse number from the Gospel of John that begins, hu toskar ege
John 3:16.
Hoteos ton kosmon, hoste ton huion, ton monogene edoken, and is often thought to summarize Christianity's core beliefs.
John
This
3:16.
is John 3:16, right?
Yeah.
Cool. That's the only John I know.
Final.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points for Suck on toss-up 5. Give me our score after 5, please.
All right. After a topsy-turvy first quarter, we have Team Suck with 20 points, Team bibliolathas with also 20 points, and Team Mold with 40 points. Nice job, everyone.
Has Dante found the key yet?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's on
We'll
the
move on
house
to toss-up
key.
6. Okay.
It's coming in a few minutes, apparently.
We're going to continue then. Here we go. Toss-up 6. What island cities of Gorton and Dreros, Dante?
Crete.
Crete is correct. Produced important early law codes, with its enigmatic Phaistos disc and Labrus axe motif also providing likely evidence of a linear A-speaking civilization centered at Knossos. Here's your first bonus, bibliolathas. The primary evidence for the Gorton law code is an inscription in what style of writing, where alternate lines are reversed and mirrored. It is so named because of its resemblance to the way an ox turns while plowing.
Boustrophodon, final answer.
That's correct. And your second bonus. What style of pottery, usually called a ware, was a light on black Minoan technique named for the cave on Mount Ida where several examples were discovered?
Can you paste?
Mm-hmm.
You guys. I don't know. Let's say no. I don't got anything past.
This is the Kamares ware, named for the cave.
It looks like the key is here, so I'm going to enter the house.
Okay. We'll pause. Let's get another score check, Nikhil. Let's see how things have changed over that one toss-up.
All right. After a fascinating conclusion to toss-up 6, our score is standing at Suck still with 20 points. Bibliolathas secured that toss-up to earn an extra 15 to now be at 35 points. And Team Mold just did not buzz and is at 40 points still.
Maybe with the
All right. Can you give me
chat? I didn't hear anything you said.
Can you give me just 1 second?
Yeah. This is the most scuffed round of all time. And I've seen some pretty scuffed rounds in my day.
Whoa, relax, Dante. Come on.
We're gonna get demonetized.
I am back. Okay.
Okay.
We can begin.
Are we all good? I gotta set my screen up again, so give me a second. Okay. Can someone audibly confirm that you can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna move on to toss-up 7. What school of philosophy was followed by Timon of Dante? Answer?
Stoicism.
That's incorrect. Seth?
Epicureanism.
That's incorrect. I'll repeat for the remaining team. What school of philosophy was followed by Timon of Phlius, whom its adherent Sextus Empiricus called the prophet of the Elean philosopher Pyrrho, a man known for questioning whether certainty and knowledge was possible? I'll repeat. What school of philosophy was followed by Timon of Phlius, whom its adherent Sextus Empiricus called the prophet of the Elean philosopher Pyrrho, a man known for questioning whether certainty and knowledge was possible? Teddy?
Skepticism.
Skepticism is correct. Here's your bonus mold. Skeptic arguments are prominent in the philosophy of Plotinus, a 3rd century AD philosopher who founded what philosophical school?
Neoplatonism. I just read this in the Hellenistic part today of Pomeroy. So, okay. Anyway, do you want to say it, Vishy?
No, that's okay. We'll defer to Bob. Where's Bob?
Okay.
No, you can say it, Ted.
Okay. Neoplatonism, final.
That's correct. In your second bonus, the skeptic philosopher Carneades hailed from what city, which was home to a namesake school of philosophy that believed pleasure to be life's highest goal?
Carneades is in Conti.
I thought he came from Athens, but that can't be right. I've never heard of like a school philosophy named after Athens. The Athenian school.
Yeah.
Doesn't it say he and the other two guys just literally came from Athens? I mean,
Is it Epicurus? Is that a place?
Can you answer, please?
Go for that. Athens final.
No, we're looking for Cyrene, the Cyrenaic school. So that's 15 points for Mole on toss-up 7. We'll move on to toss-up 8. Note to players, you may answer in either Greek or with an English translation of the Greek word. I'll repeat that. You may answer in either Greek or with an English translation of the Greek word. What type of physical feature is being described here? It is often connected to the word epeia in a formulaic Homeric phrase for speech. It begins the name of an extinct creature with an... Dante?
Wing.
Yeah, wing is right. Or flight or feathers or pteron with an elongated fourth finger. It ends the name of a modern machine with a spiral rotor or helix. Here's your first bonus, bibliolathas. What color wings do iopterous creatures have, according to the word's etymology?
Can you paste that? We're going to go with transparent, final answer.
No, sorry, we're looking for violet or purple.
Cool.
Here's your second bonus. The coiner of the word pterodactyl accidentally first called the creature a petrodactyl, which would mean rock finger. What is the only type of plant to have its name derived from the word petros, meaning rock?
Can you paste? Okay. Pass.
This is parsley. So that's 10 points on toss-up 8 for bibliolathas. We'll move on to toss-up 9. To what general class of objects do the following belong? The barbitos? Dante?
Musical instruments.
That's correct. The kelus, whose name derives from the kelone, a type of animal, the kitara, and the lura, instruments, stringed instruments, lyres, musical instruments, something like that. Here's your first bonus. What type of double-reeded, double-piped musical instrument was often used to accompany tragic choruses?
I don't know if this needs a Greek or let's just say an aulos, final answer.
That's correct in your second bonus. What modern family of instruments, comprising a flat sound box across which many strings are stretched, is directly descended from the kitara in both form and name?
Sitar, final answer. Or is it guitar?
I'm looking. So that's clearly from the same word. I have zither, which is a class of musical instruments rather than a specific one. I'm going to investigate something here very quickly. But we're going to come back to that during the score check. I'm not going to award you the points for now since it's not on the page. So I'm going to give you 15 here. Okay. We'll move on to toss-up 10, after which we'll have a score check. What goddess thrice caused a maiden to miss her wedding through illness? Since the maid... Dante?
Artemis.
Artemis is correct. Since the maiden ignored a vow to her on a marriage apple that Acontius had planted during her festival on Delos, the site of her birth. Here's your first bonus. Who was that would-be lover of Acontius?
Sidipe, final answer.
That's correct. And your second bonus? Acontius was from what island, where Aristias was worshipped as a god of the cooling Etesian winds?
Chios, final answer.
Say that again, please.
Chios, final answer.
That's correct. And sitar is not derived from kitara. Guitar is, but sitar isn't. So that's 15 points on the previous and 20 points on this one for bibliolathas. Can we have our score check, please?
Yeah, after a hoedown of a second quarter, we have Team Suck at 20 points, Team Bibliolathas at 80 points, and Mold at 55 points. Nice job, everyone.
Okay, moving on to toss of 11. What meaning is shared by the verb porteo? Dante?
To eat.
And say that again.
To eat.
That's incorrect. Robert?
I don't know, like foretell.
That's incorrect. I'll repeat for the remaining team. What meaning is shared by the verb porteo, the verb apolumi, and the verb diaphthero? I'll repeat. What meaning is shared by the verb porteo? Kyle?
Like to perish.
No, sorry, it's the opposite. To destroy, to kill, or to slay.
I messed it up.
I think I said porteo, but sorry about that. So no points in 11. We missed the bonuses there, and we'll move on to toss up 12. Here we go. The chorus declares, numberless are the world's wonders, but none more. Dante?
Antigone.
Antigone is correct, but none more wonderful than man. In what play? In which a grieving fiancé stabs himself in a cave after finding the corpse of a woman who sprinkled dust on her brother's corpse. Nice buzz. Here's your first bonus. What title, focusing on a woman who plays a prominent role in Aeschylus's Oresteia trilogy, is the only extant title to be shared between Sophocles and Euripides?
Electra, final answer.
Electra is correct. Here's your second bonus. What play by Euripides on a Homeric subject is the only fully surviving satyr play?
Cyclops, final answer.
Cyclops is correct. That's the full 20 for bibliolathas, and we'll move on to toss up 13. Please read the following passage, purportedly an inscription on the stele of Isis, from Diodorus Siculus' Library of History, then answer in English the question that follows. You will have 60 seconds to read the passage after it is pasted into the chat. I will tell you when 30 seconds have passed. Okay, I'm going to paste the passage now, and your time starts. Your time is halfway gone. It's time. Here's the question. Isis says that no one can destroy Dante.
Like the things she put into law.
Sure, that's acceptable. What things would she enomotete said, a compound verb coming from titemi and nomos, her laws? Here's your first bonus. Translate the sentence, ego isis ami he basilissa passes choras, and the sentence, ego ami he tu neotatu chronu teu tu gater presputate.
I am Isis, the queen of all land, and I am the oldest daughter of the youngest god, Cronus. Final answer.
That's correct. Here's your second bonus. What is Isis the first to do according to the passage?
discover like crops, fruits of the earth for men. Final answer.
That's correct. So that's the full 20 points for bibliolathas on 13. We'll move on to 14. Yeah, go ahead, Kyle.
Okay, so this is really grasping at straws, and I'm aware of that. But for the answer on Apolumi Horteo, I gave perish. And I think an archaic / maybe obsolete meaning of the verb perish is to cause to perish, which is the meaning that I think could be accepted. So theoretically, if that's true, I could have been referring to either meaning, and accordingly, perhaps I could get the point.
Are you thinking of things like perish the thought?
What?
Are you thinking of sentences like perish the thought?
That would be an example of where it's transitively used.
That's not an example. That's like the subject is the thought, and perish is like the
I also don't think it would apply even if perish can mean to kill. It's not like it's a proper translation, I don't think, of the verbs. I'm not going to take it in good faith anyway, so I'm going to reject it. But I appreciate the try.
I had to.
I know. You got to get that rush. I've done it once or twice too many too.
Us K-Agon and Kurtaman players, when we don't get the points, we have to challenge.
Yeah, it's like arguing with the referee in sports. You got to do it. I know Teddy does it all the time when he's watching his basketball games. Here's toss-up 14. A ruler was stopped from participating in what conflict when he was told, "Father, if you do not go," Seth?
The Ionian revolt.
That's correct. Go away, that stranger will corrupt you, by his daughter Gorgo, who scorned the Milesian leader Aristagoras in the uprising in western Turkey. Here's your first bonus. Suck. What Spartan king, the predecessor to Leonidas, received that advice from Gorgo and stayed out of the war?
This is Cleomenes. I'm gonna go with that. Cleomenes final.
That's correct. And your second bonus? According to Herodotus, Aristagoras brought to Sparta what type of object, probably the work of another native of Miletus, to try to convince Cleomenes to participate in the revolt?
Is this the map that Hecataeus made? I think it's the map. I'll just go with it, I guess. Unless you have something better, Kyle. Okay, the map final.
Sure. A map made by Hecataeus and Miletus. It's bronze, but I just need map. I'll say that maybe Kyle's tactical challenge was to slow down momentum, and that's what allowed Seth to get the toss-up there. So it's really Kyle's toss-up if we think about it. That's the full 20 for suck on toss-up 14. We'll move on to toss-up 15. The roadside at Irenaeus contained the house of what man, whose real name... Dante?
Iros.
That's incorrect. Danny?
Procrustes.
Procrustes is correct. Whose real name was Demosthenes, but who had a nickname indicating that he used a hammer to perfectly fit shorter travelers to a bed. Here's your first bonus mold. The town of Irenaeus lay along the sacred way from Athens to what city? The home of Theseus' opponent Cherson, in Attica's most important cult center.
Eleusis. Right. Eleusis final.
That's correct. And your second bonus? What man, a founder of the Eleusinian mysteries who later initiated Heracles into them, later returned to Eleusis from Thrace to unsuccessfully aid the city in a war with Athens?
The man Eumolpus. Eumolpus final.
That's correct. That's the full 20 points for mold on 15. Can we have our score with 5 to go, please?
All right. After a razzling and dazzling third quarter, we have Team Suck with 40 points, bibliolathas at 120 points, and Mold at 75 points. Nice job, everyone.
Okay. Still 100 on the board. We'll move on to toss-up 16. Here's 16. What author composed a poem depicting Danae afloat on this? Dante?
Bacchylides.
That's incorrect. Seth?
Simonides.
Simonides is correct. Afloat on the sea, and perhaps apostrophized the passerby to go tell the Spartans about their fallen soldier's honor at Thermopylae in a famous epigram. Here's your first bonus suck. Simonides was the uncle of what other Greek poet? Greece's second most famous composer of eponychia for athletes.
Is this eponychia is like it's a thing with games. So
Yeah.
perhaps
Can
Pindar,
you
but
please
I think
paste?
Pindar was number one.
Yeah.
Isn't this Bacchylides?
This could be Bacchylides because Pindar must have been number one.
I'm gonna go with Bacchylides here. Yeah, because Pindar had to have been number one. Bacchylides final.
This is
Correct. And your second bonus? What author of the 1st century AD treatise on the Sublime criticized Bacchylides' odes relative to those of Pindar?
Can you please paste? What even? 1st century AD? I don't even know. It's just like Xenotative.
Go for it. I've heard of this person, but I don't know who it is. I've
Sure.
heard on the Sublime for some reason. Go ahead.
On the Sublime. Who is that? I don't even know.
This guy.
Xenotatus final.
No, this is Longinus or pseudo-Longinus. So that's 15 points for you on toss-up 16. We'll move on to toss-up 17. Of the words iconoclast, becalm, ink, and cauterize, Kyle?
Iconoclast?
That's correct, which is not derived from the same Greek root as the others, since it derives not from a verb meaning burn or its participle enkaustos, but from a verb meaning break. Here's your first bonus. What English word from the same root as the other three is a noun that literally means heated from below?
Hypocaust. Heated from below. Can you paste the question?
Mm-hmm.
What English word from the same root, the other three, heated from below? Is it English root or English word? Word.
What is the list again?
Well, so it'll be an adjective. So not hypocaust, because that would be like a noun. So hypocaustic. All right, let's go. Below hypocaustic final.
No, the question indicates that it must be a noun. Is a noun that literally means heated from below, so it's hypocaust. Sorry. And your second bonus? Related to the verb klon, what Greek noun with what meaning lies at the root of clergy?
Can you send that into the chat? Thank you so much.
Yes.
Related to the verb klon. What verb?
Is this like kleros?
Oh, that's not a verb. Oh, noun.
Isn't it a
Thank you for
noun?
that.
Yeah.
Clergy. All right, let's look. What does kleros mean, Seth?
It's like the something with the land, from what I remember.
All right. Well, I'll say kleros land if I can't think of anything better. But yeah, I really can't. Clergy.
Please.
Kleros land. Final.
That's fine. Yeah, or farm or allotment or something like that. So that's 15 points for you on toss-up 17. We'll move on to toss-up 18. Here's toss-up 18. What man's Larnac's coffin is located at Vergina, the modern name for his capital city of Aigai? Dante?
Philip II.
That's correct. Where the bodyguard Pausanias assassinated him in 336 BC and prompted Alexander the Great's accession in Macedon. Here's your first bonus. What wife of Philip II was the mother of Alexander the Great?
Olympias final.
That's correct. And your second bonus. According to Plutarch, what omen did Olympias dream on her wedding night, prophesying Alexander's eventual birth? A description's fine.
Lightning striking her womb final answer.
That's correct. That's the full 20 points for bibliolathas on toss-up 18. Let's move on to toss-up 19. Note to players, there will be additional clues after the sentence is read twice. Please translate to English this sentence from Xenophon's Anabasis. Kai meta pempo menu autu uk etelo eltain. Kyle?
And with this man, like sending in exchange, I do not want to come.
It's incorrect, Dante.
And with this man summoning me, I do not want to come.
Yeah, that's correct. I don't think it can mean in exchange. I don't know if that has a real meaning in English, unfortunately.
Can you look into like if met can mean summon in exchange? I didn't.
So you said to send in exchange?
Yeah,
but
like
what is that? What
meta as a prefix frequently means,
but what does it mean?
I think well, in exchange, and then it would be implied for the person that that is being exchanged, but I didn't make a judgment on who that was.
That doesn't mean anything in English at all. I mean, I don't think it can mean that in the middle. It means to send for, or to be sent for, or to summon. But I just don't see how it means anything, even if it's a possible meaning. It's not a grammatical English sentence or a semantic English sentence.
All right.
I'm not going to take it.
That's valid.
I understand your point. Certainly, it's a very
Thank
literal
you for
translation.
hearing me out on both of those.
It's a momentum change. And then you can also translate it with a concessive force. So kai could be essentially the kai pair, as the later the question says. Okay, bonus one. Now translate this sentence from Xenophon's Hellenica about two opposing armies, keeping in mind that teos means for a time. Sunionton de teos men sige pole apamfoteron ein.
But as they came together for a time, there was much silence from both sides. Final answer.
Nicely done. And your second bonus. Translate this sentence from Herodotus about Darius, who plots while the Athenians and Aeginetans battle. Hode perses to autu epoie hoste anamimne skontos te ie tu terapontos memnestai min ton athenaion.
Please paste.
Yes. It's too late to be doing this.
All right. But the Persian was doing like his own thing, such that with his servant always reminding him, he would remember the Athenians. Final answer.
Such that with his servants always reminding him, he would remember the Athenians. I've got Hosta with a causal force here. So since his servant was always reminding him to remember the Athenians,
I was thinking of it as like a result clause with like intended effect.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out if it works as a such that. And what'd you say precisely? With
such that with the servant always reminding him, he remembered, with me being the accusative subject in my construction, the Athenians.
I have to look into it more, and I can't decide now. I'm going to provisionally not take it, though, since it's not what I have on the page. But I don't want to hold up the round for the sake of it. So I'm going to award you 15 for now. With that, can we get our score check, please?
Yeah, after a swashbuckling conclusion to that bonus 2 deliberation, we have Team Suck at 70 points, bibliolathas at 155 points, and Mold at 75 points. Nice job, everyone.
Okay. Last toss-up of the round. Toss-up 20. After a forged letter saying Priam would provide Dante.
Palamedes.
Palamedes is correct. Would provide him gold was found in the Greek camp. What man was stoned by the enraged army, giving Odysseus revenge for placing Telemachus in front of his plow to expose his sanity? Here's your first bonus. Palamedes was the son of Nauplius and what woman, whom Catreus gave Nauplius to sell abroad, but Nauplius married her?
It's the one who's not Irope, Clymene, final answer.
That's correct. And your second bonus? Palamedes' brother Oiox inscribed several examples of what type of object with the story of Palamedes' death, then threw them in the sea in the hopes that one would find its way to Nauplius.
Or, which is apparently not true. Final answer.
That's correct. That's the full 20 points for bibliolathas on toss-up 20. Give our final score. If there's an update of 5 points, I'll update it after the round.
All right. After a barn burner of a round, we have Team Suck conclude with 70 points, bibliolathas with 175 points, and Mold with 75 points. Great round, everyone.
Thanks, guys. I'm going to stop.